I left Oklahoma because it's so cold and I get too cold. But that's my
Uh-huh.
home, and my family is still there, and they still doing. They stopping black guys for riding in the car with four people in there. They just stopping them and
Mhm.
doing make them get on the ground and for nothing.
Wow. I just my goodness.
Seen it happen, and I came in behind them and said, "What did you stop them for?" They didn't do nothing.
Did they turn on you then?
No, they didn't turn on me because one cop, he got scared because everybody started coming, so he left.
Good. Now I have a question for you. Does the name Huckabee ring any bells?
No, I don't know Huckabee. I don't know him.
Um,
I read about it in how he done, but the sheriff,
mhm.
I know, son was up there. They chained him to the bed and was sticking him with stunt gun.
Oh, Huckabee
But
has done some atrocious things.
yeah,
There's
he
no ifs,
probably
ands,
was.
or buts.
What year was this?
The things I've
Yeah,
heard, to me it's crimes against humanity, but that's my opinion.
they stripped them and took their clothes off. They were 15 years old, and they they chained to the bed and stuck them with stun gun, and they was just hollering and screaming.
My God. Again, I mean, what do you say? I mean, mm, go ahead.
Okay, he was probably there then too, because this was in 90. This was in 93, 92, 93.
Well, I need to find out when he started because I personally have been ill for the last 3 weeks, and the virus going around. So I haven't been able to be at the meetings and the rallies like I want to. I still have one child sick, so this is what I'm doing in replace of being down there. I have a petition, that I've walked around yesterday and got a few signatures. But to give you hope, this Saturday someone has rented a double-decker bus for Tulsa, and we're going to go around to different places and get those signatures. People have been working day and night to fill this petition. They'll go to a quick trip and set up a sign. People walk up. They have to be a registered voter in Tulsa. And they have to use their address that's on their voter ID card, for it to be a legitimate signature. But we are working very hard to get some of this darkness exposed to the light of justice. And this is the way to do it. We have been peaceful. It seems like every Friday they've been going down there for the protest. And again, I've been to many of those. And I went to the press conference where Sheriff Glanz did a press conference that appeared on CNN, if you saw that. Many... well, you can look on YouTube, Sheriff Glanz, CNN.
Yeah, I've been keeping up because I'm in We the People of Oklahoma, and then I look on and read.
Well, I'm so glad about that. But you can watch how he called Robert Bates Bob, and he smiled, and he was in essence referring to him as a good guy, that this happened to him. And then when he said that he had put those two deputies on desk jobs, he said he acted like there were so many threats against them, that this happened to them, that whatever happened to Eric wasn't that big of a deal. And he was murdered in cold blood. I don't know what else someone can call it.
Yeah,
when the man is down on his belly, and I have the audio of it. I have the audio, but it's so graphic. I don't even know if I want to play it on here, and it's so graphic. And his brother's been very active in some of the protests. And again, these are peaceful protests. I think Tulsa's a good model right now on how to affect social change. We've done everything the right way. The protesting, there has not been, to my knowledge, any outside influences.
It's Greenwood, Archer, and Pine. That's the name
Ah,
of it.
thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. I couldn't remember the G. Oh, my memory. I'm
Green.
just sleep deprived. And thank
I
you.
remember we shop on Greenwood. That's where we used to shop.
Yes.
'Cause we downtown.
Mhm. Now, has
Yeah,
your
we
family
used to.
been in Tulsa generationally?
Yes.
So they were there during that time, or in 1921,
Yeah.
or would you
Yeah,
like to
they
share
were there.
some
My
memories?
grandmother, my great grandmother, told me how she had to run to the how she was running with my grandmother to Mohawk.
Mhm.
That was another area where black people live in Mohawk.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Now, I've heard
Mhm.
stories from some people. What else did your great grandmother say? If you want to share, I don't want to force you to say anything you don't want to.
No, my grandmother said it was the race route, and they were running and they were shooting them. They were shooting,
Mhm.
and they were on top of the buildings with machine guns, or what she
That's
said,
right.
machine guns. And she said they had to run for their life, and they was running. She said she had a baby, and she was running. They was running to Mohawk.
Wow. I knew a lot of people went to Muskogee on foot, which is about 45-minute drive, maybe an hour if you're
Yeah,
driving a little bit slower. That's a long ways to
yeah,
walk, and
yeah.
they
They
were
ran,
refugees.
and where the north side is now, where all the black people live, black people didn't live there, just white.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
In
it's just
Reservoir
all
Hill.
white. Reservoir Hill had some blacks because it was doctors that live up there. They
Mhm.
might have came late. They wasn't up there in the. I remember we used to go up there in the '60s and the '70s.
Mhm.
Cause
They have some
I went.
beautiful homes up there.
Yeah, I went to Emerson Elementary in the '50s before it was segregation.
Emerson, I don't quite remember.
Yeah, Emerson
Do you
is
remember where
still
that?
there.
I don't quite remember
Hello.
where Emerson is. Can you hear me?
It's on King and Cincinnati. It's on King and Cincinnati.
Okay. So I'm on the east side
Yeah.
of town. So.
Okay. I know where. That's my home. So I know just about where everything is.
Yeah.
Black
I get
people couldn't
confused. They have.
come.
Go ahead.
It's a street called Mohawk. You
Mhm.
will see it if you Peoria, across Peoria. It's called Mohawk. It was Mohawk and Peoria was as far as we could go.
Go back to my studio.
And on Peoria, they had a little area on Peoria and Apache. Black people lived, and they had stores on the corners and the movie theater on the corner of Peoria and Apache.
What was the name? What was the name of that movie theater? Because there's some films of that movie theater of people going to it and
Yeah,
watching.
I can't think of it. I have to ask my sister, but she's not here. But I can't think of the name. But it was on the corner of
It was
Peoria and
Dreamland.
Apache and Gibbs.
Dreamland, Dreamtime, Dream something.
Yeah.
From Gibbons, and we used to go shopping there, and it was black owned. And then across the street from her, and then we had a drugstore. It was oh God, I can't think of his name. I'm gonna think of all these names of this stuff, and when I call you again, I'll down pat to tell you everything. But I know Gibbons was on the corner, across from the movie theater. Gibbons grocery store. Everything we had was like from Peoria.
I used to know some of the grandkids at the Givens grocery store.
Archer, and Pine.
They were a cool family.
Mhm.
It was right there. They had Duke of Burroughs. It was on Greenwood. And they had TVs grocery stores. We had grocery stores. We had places to shop. I could see all of this stuff, but I can't think the names of them. Just
Right.
ain't got in my head. But it was like the Black Wall Street they were talking about, because my doctor was
Right.
Dr. Perry, right on Greenwood, close to Archer. And
Now
that's where all the...
Now downtown, there is a frieze on one of the sides of the buildings honoring that Dr. Perry. He was kind of like a country doctor. He helped a lot of people, a lot of nuns
he
too, from
helped
what I
a lot of
understand.
people. When they didn't have money, he'd still let you come.
Yeah, good
And
people.
he had another doctor. He was on Pine. His name was Dr. Bates. Dr. Bates
Ironic.
was on... Yeah, and then it was another doctor. Because we used to go to him. That's how I remember. I'm trying. Then we had a clinic, like the health department. It was on Greenwood. It was right over there off of Greenwood. And then it was right off of Greenwood over there. It was Kings Park. It was the Rex Theater. It was a Rex Theater on Greenwood. We used to go all the time.
What movies do you remember watching there?
I watched Imitation of Life. I watched and James Brown used to come on there, and I know I watched Imitation of Life, and I watched it was like movies where only white people, and I was even on American Bandstand downtown, but we couldn't come like the white people. They were there every week. Every now and then they would let get on the American Bandstand. Or you know how you dance on TV?
Right.
Yeah, and when we came that time, Jerry Butler was there. I'll never forget that.
Who was Jerry Butler? Was he a host of the show?
No, he was an artist, an R&B artist.
Oh, okay. Well, I learned something new.
Yeah, he was an R&B artist. And we saw James Brown on the movie theater. And I'm trying to think of that boy's name, because a lot of they movies play with the Mickey Mouse, the ones who was Mickey Mouse. They used to be
the club?
On Mickey Mouse, and Annette was on. Yeah, and that guy who he was on in there too with her. He to make movies. We've seen a lot of they movies.
Mhm.
We didn't see no black movies. The only black movie I can remember was Imitation of Life.
Well, that's good. That's good. Imitation of Life. I haven't seen that one. I'm going to look that up and watch it.
It's good. It's not all black, but it's some black. And it was
interracial
like Wilson.
That's good.
Yeah, it was Wilson's Cafe across from the movie theater, and the pool hall was there, and the cab stand for the black cab.
Mhm.
And on Apache, okay, if I could think good, I just can't name all the names or everything, but I remember real good. And I remember Wilson's Cafe and O'Lanter's and Miss Cleveland. That was a black, all these was black restaurants, or little cafes, where people come and eat.
Mhm. They have a few left. Not very many.
Well, now, none of them that was there when we was there. That's all new, what you see down there.
Mhm.
Oh, all that's new. None of that was there.
There's one family, they moved their little cafe to Broken Arrow, and that's some of the best catfish. The best. It's a good place.
Mm-hmm.
Get my memory.
There was a family. He used to that fish place. They moved, but that place it wasn't there when it was Black Wall Street.
I hear you.
Because I was born in '52.
Because I don't think people understand how big of an area and how it looked like a war-torn city that had been demolished. Now, the reason why I know about those trucks is because of Nancy Busey. Her maiden